Hello friends, let's understand what is strict mode in JavaScript. So let me write some code. Okay, just two lines. So I have defined this variable x, right? Actually I have not defined it, and let's console it out. So let's run this code. Let's see what is printed. 10 is printed, the value of x. By the way, I haven't defined x, right? I haven't define that whether it is a var variable, let variable, or const variable, right? So still it is printing value 10. uh, if we consider other programming languages like C++, Java, or even C, so this is an error, right? Because we are using a variable before even defining it. uh, okay, but this is not an error in JavaScript, and that's why the strict mode is introduced, to give an error for such bad syntax. Okay, so let's see how to use strict mode. So strict mode we define using a literal use strict. Okay, let me save the program, let's run it. So it will give an error, right? So let's see what is the error. X is not defined. Okay, so like other programming languages, now it is an error in a strict mode. So using strict mode we can write a secure code. Okay, so strict mode is introduced in ECMAScript 5 version of JavaScript, uh, and in older versions this bad syntax were allowed. Okay, but using strict mode that is not allowed. That's why we should always use a strict mode. So let's understand for which bad syntax strict mode gives an error. So let me wipe it out, and let's have some different code snippet like this. So I have defined variable v, and let's try to delete this variable. Okay, so let me clear the screen and let's run it out. So it is giving an error. Deleting of an variable is not allowed. So error is delete of an unqualified identifier in a strict mode, and which is prohibited. By the way, delete is not similar to delete in a C++. Okay, so this delete in JavaScript is not used for freeing memory. Okay, so this delete is used to deletion of a property of an object. Okay, if we want to delete a property of an object, we can use delete in JavaScript. It will delete that property, and if deletion is successful it will give us a true value, and if it is not successful it will return a false value. So I will cover a separate video for delete in JavaScript. Okay, uh, for now, delete in a strict mode, deletion of a variable in a strict mode is not allowed. Similarly, if we have, let's say, a function object. Okay, let's say function get name is there, and we try to delete this get name uh, in a strict mode. So let's clear it out and run the program. So it will give a same error that deletion is not allowed, like delete of an unqualified identifier in a strict mode. But if this get name function object was a property of an object, then we will be able to delete it. Hence deletion is not allowed in a strict mode. Okay, so let's understand other examples of an strict mode where strict mode actually gives an error. So what if we have and let's say and octal variable. So I have just defined x and its value is a octal variable. I will run the code, it is giving me some error. So let's see what is it. Okay, octal literals are not allowed in a strict mode, right? Okay, so let's see what happens with this object in a strict mode. So what I will do, I will have some function, let's say show, and let's console out this object inside this show. Okay, and I will just call this show function. Let's clear the screen and run it out. So it is printing undefined. By the way, if I run this code in a browser, so this will be a window object, so it will console out the window object if I run this code in a browser. Currently I am running it in a node environment, so it will print a global object. Okay, but in a strict mode it is printing an undefined. Okay, so let me console out this let's not console out, let's comment out this use strict. Okay, and let's run the program again. So yeah, it is printing the global object, you see. So all the methods inside the global object in node, so these are printed. So if I use a strict mode, why it is printed undefined? So reason was because we are not calling this show function using object, right? So this is indirectly a global object is calling a show function, right? That's why use strict or in a strict mode undefined is printed. So if I call this show function using some object reference, so in that case this will refer to that object, okay, which is actually calling this show function, and it will print that object. But here we are not calling show function using any object, so this will refer to undefined. So that is all about this in use strict mode, and these are the examples for the strict mode. So if you have any questions, you can comment, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thanks a lot guys. Bye.